Hey everyone, it's Miss Miner with today's lesson on dealing with fractions and decimals. So please make sure you write down our essential question of how can you write a fraction as a decimal and a decimal as a fraction. Please also make sure you have your 3-column note set up with your essential question here, what you think your answer to the essential question is here, and any examples here. Today we're dealing with a lot of visuals, so when you're drawing your pictures, if you don't draw it perfectly, that is quite alright, just as long as you know what are tenths and what are hundredths. So here we go. We're taking this number here of 2 1/10, and we are going to shade in the tenths that we have divided here in these figures. So what you do is you draw your 3 squares and cut them as equally as you possibly can. It's hard on the Promethean board, so it's hard on your paper as well when you're a 4th grader. And we are going to shade these according to this decimal here. We have 2 whole boxes that need to be shaded, so they are completely filled in. And then you have 1 more tenth shaded, 1/10 out of all of those. To show this in a fraction form, you would write 2 whole, and there's 1/10, 1 out of those 10 pieces, so 1/10. Okay? For our next example, this time we have 2 whole hundredths grids and 14 out of 100 that we need to shade. So you take and you shade them again. 2 whole ones here. Sorry, it's not perfect. You can use colors at home as well to help you with your being able to see that it's divided up into equal parts. And 14 out of the 100. So this is 1 row of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And to show this number as a decimal, you would write your whole number first for 2 ones, and remember when we say the word and, we write our decimal point, 14 hundredths, so 1 in the 10th place and a 4 in the 100th place, 2 and 14 hundredths, just like this fraction here and this visual here of pictures. Now let's try another one. 75 hundredths. Here is a hundredths grid, and I need to shade 75 of these squares because I don't have an entire 1 whole filled in. Remember, this would be a whole number, and these are part of a number. So I would shade, oops, sorry about that. I would shade, this would be 1 whole row, that's 10, and then another row would be 20, another row would be 30, then we do 40, 50, 60, 70, because each rows were 10, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. Now, to write this as a fraction, you put your total number of parts in the denominator of 100, and your numerator is what you actually shaded in, which we shaded in 75 blocks. So we record that in the numerator. So our decimal is 75 hundredths. It's written this way, and our fraction is also 75 hundredths, but this is how we write our fraction with the numerator and the denominator. The total number of parts are in the denominator, and the number of parts are in the numerator. Now I would like for you to try this problem here, write the fraction and the decimal, and then for this picture here, write the fraction and the decimal. Make sure you pause the tape as many times as you need to, write down all your important information, and also see you tomorrow.